What if I told you the price of everything you buy is already decided before you even see it? Not by the free market, not by supply and demand, but by a hidden system of algorithms, corporations, and financial power brokers working behind the scenes, quietly shaping the cost of food, gas, rent, and even your paycheck. This isn't science fiction. This is how modern pricing actually works. And once you see the system, you'll never look at a price tag the same way again. Now let's look at the illusion of supply and demand. For decades, we've been told a simple story. Prices go up when demand is high. Prices go down when supply is high. But in reality, that's only the surface. In the modern world, prices are not just discovered, they're engineered. Corporations use predictive algorithms to determine the highest price you're willing to pay. Retailers test millions of price combinations in real time, and financial markets influence from groceries to rent. Supply and demand still matter, but they're filtered through a digital pricing machine designed to extract maximum profit. This system is called dynamic pricing, and it's everywhere. And let me tell you something. The algorithms are watching your every move. Every time you search for a product, visit a website, or walk into a store with your phone in your pocket, data is collected. Companies track your location, your device, your browsing history, your purchase habits, your income level, and even how long you stare at a product. Then AI calculates the price that will make you buy, but not feel robbed. Airlines were the first to master this. Two people sitting next to each other on the same flight may have paid radically different prices. Uber surge pricing, Amazon price fluctuations, hotel rates, ticket prices. These aren't random. They're psychological experiments running on billions of people. And here's the kicker. The more you search, the higher the price often goes, because the system knows you're interested. Now let's talk about the financial power structure. Prices are also controlled at the top by financial institutions. Central banks control interest rates. Interest rates control loans, mortgages, business expansion, and consumer spending. And spending drives prices. When central banks print money, inflation rises. When they raise rates, the economy slows. But here's what most people don't realize. Inflation isn't just a natural phenomenon. It's a policy tool. Governments and central banks can inflate away debt, reset wealth distribution, manipulate asset bubbles, and control economic behavior. This means the price of everything, from bread to housing, can be influenced by decisions made in closed-door meetings by a handful of officials. Try that on for size. You've been duped. A small group decides policies that ripple across the entire world economy. This reminds me of the commodity cartels and their global prices manipulation tactics. How about we talk about the industries that openly coordinate prices? Big oil, agriculture, shipping, rare earth metals, semiconductors. And let me tell you, OPEC has famously controlled oil prices for decades. I should know because some of those guys are my pals. Shipping companies have been caught fixing freight rates also. Agricultural giants control seed prices and food distribution. Even tech giants collaborate on supply chains, setting de facto global prices. Hello, Elon. These corporations don't compete like you think. They cooperate, merge, and consolidate. When only a few companies control an industry, they don't need to compete. They just need to agree. This is why prices often rise together across brands, stores, and countries almost simultaneously. Now I want you to think about the psychology of pricing. The system doesn't just control prices, it controls your perception. Why is something priced at $9.99 instead of $10? Because your brain reads it as cheaper. Why are luxury brands expensive? Because high prices create perceived value. Why do companies raise prices during crises? Because fear overrides logic. Pricing is psychological warfare on the human mind. You're not just buying a product, you're buying a carefully engineered perception of worth. And then there's the invisible global pricing grid. Here's where it gets almost sci-fi. Massive financial databases track global pricing in real time. AI models predict consumer behavior across continents. Global corporations coordinate supply chains like a digital nervous system. A disruption in China affects prices in Pennsylvania and New York. A policy change in Washington affects rent in Europe. A hedge fund decision in New York can spike food prices in Africa. The world economy is a single, interconnected pricing machine, and ordinary people are inside the system, not controlling it. So let me ask you this: are prices really free, or are they curated by algorithms, corporate oligopolies, central banks, commodity cartels, behavioral psychology labs, global financial networks? The truth is uncomfortable. The market is free only inside the rules written by the powerful, like me and my buddies. You see numbers on a shelf. We see levers, control systems, and behavioral data. And every time you pay, you feed the system more information. The hidden system controlling prices isn't a secret conspiracy group in a dark room. It's more complex and more unsettling. It's a digital economic ecosystem built by corporations and governments to optimize profit, stability, and control, often at the expense of transparency and consumer power. The question is not whether prices are manipulated. The real question is, how much control are you willing to give to machines and financial elites over the value of your lives? Because once you see the system, you can't unsee it.